What's going on, guys? It is Sunday. I know this is gonna go off the rails, so that's why I just named it Off the Rails Part Two, Part Four. My bad, Part Four. But yeah, without we'll go ahead and get it started, and I'll introduce the panel. We'll get into it. So I still don't have an intro for my boy Pop Tart, just the crust. But we got Pop Tart in the house. What's up, brother?
What's up, guys?
What's going on, man?
Not much, not much. We're talking about stray dogs.
Yes, sir. So let's go ahead and move on to the next bum.
It is a name what strikes fear into the hearts of anyone what hears it. That's right, it's metaphorical.
You could blame this guy for not having an intro for Pop Tart Timmy and any of our newcomers that come onto the show.
How dare you?
What's going on, Matt?
What like Mama and Jemima and shit, man?
You look like Mama Teresa.
Mother Teresa with us like the shepherd of the sick. Give me your sick and your weary.
Yeah, man.
Motherfucker from Statue of Liberty.
That's just how it works, man. That's how it works.
What's up, man? How goes it, sir?
Nothing much. You ready to dive into some stray dogs and talk some comics?
Who reads comics?
Shit, apparently we all do.
Oh shit, let's get into it then.
All right, up next we got another person without an intro because of meta. We got Comic Journey. What's up, brother?
I'm still waiting for my intro. That's what's up.
Yeah,
I'd like to get some intro love, and I'm very annoyed by the amount of covers that Stray Dog has that I can't buy because as soon as they come out, they're worth like $200 right off the get go, and I don't want to, sacrifice my kids' college funds to buy damn Stray Dog variants.
Hey, man,
So,
that's why you got me, man.
what the hell? How many damn covers does that book have? I'm glad the series is over. What the hell?
Hey, it's not over.
Oh, there's more?
Yeah, there's more to come.
Oh, Jesus.
We'll definitely get into that as we go. But
what do they do now? Like torture cats and
Who is that? AM?
squirrels?
What you on a character of AM?
This is my reaction to damn variants of Stray Dogs.
Yeah, man.
I say I
Looks
lost
like
my
a cross between-
hair.
That looks like a cross between Pop Tart Timmy and Mike.
Yeah, that's cold blooded. I think that we'll go ahead and introduce the next panelist and get him in there and rolling.
Wait, that's Kevin Hart.
Oh, my bad. I meant Cam. We'll introduce this guy. This.
Oh.
So disrespectful.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the show.
You know what? Just for that, I got something for that ass. We gonna go ahead and play his intro. What's going on, J1?
I mean, you still got it on yourself.
Yeah, I got it on Miguel because he's acting like J1.
Oh, I'm Jay now?
Oh my fucking god.
He said, "Oh, hey, how's it going, guys?" That's that J1 shit right there.
Let me go get my expensive ass beer real quick. I'm back. Just wanted to say hi. Put a little joke real quick and get ready for some Stray Dogs. Man, it was a good read. Really enjoyed it. And
I just want to know how you go from 5 to 1 to 2 to 3, and then 4.
That's how we do.
Where's the broken dreams quote and the whole, you gotta get into the
Oh,
role.
I didn't get the
Wait,
ginger baby.
Wait a minute. Is them all the scores he gave the book?
No, that's how he read it. He read it from issue 5 to, and then he went to issue 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah,
Mistakes you made, lessons you learned.
you know, when you log into the website, I didn't realize that it started me off right off of issue number 5 because it was last book. So I'm over here like, damn, this is happening in issue number 1.
He's like, damn, this is for
I
me.
was like, damn.
He was like,
I can't wait for issue number 2
around.
halfway, and I was like, wait, there's too much action going on. What's going on? And then I look at the bottom and it says number 5. I'm like,
shit.
God, man. But you know, hey, mistakes were made.
How did you feel when you got to the end of the first book and it said the end?
I was like, really, dude? Okay, so now I gotta start with issue number 1.
Yeah, let's definitely say what's up to the chat, man. We got
What up, Soul?
We got Soul Twice, Purple Mystic, and we got the comic book G Spot. What's going on, man?
Comic book G Spot.
Give it to me.
Now that's a name.
That's the name right there.
Oh man,
I lost some good battles out there in the auction games to the comic book G Spot. How's it going, fam?
So
hey, trademark that name fast. I'm gonna make a T-shirt out of that one.
Ah, shit. Without further ado, I'm gonna say here: if you do not like spoilers, this show is not for you. So yeah, we're gonna go and get into Stray Dogs. We're gonna break it down a little bit, talk about how we feel about Stray Dogs, and if you haven't read it, I'm so sorry. This is that warning for you.
Give the PETA warning too.
But yeah, definitely. Pop Tart Timmy, you're first on my list. How you feel about Stray Dogs, brother, man?
It was a pretty good read, man. Left me wanting a little bit more though.
Hey, so that kind of goes back to what Comic Journey was talking about. He said, "I'm glad it's over, but it's not. It's what did we say? Dog Days?
Yeah, Dog Days. It's
so Dog Days
this year.
Stray Dogs Dog Days is going to be that part 2 of Stray Dogs. So the story must go on, and the story may continue from there. Let's see what Dog Days has to do with it, because I know at the end you kind of get that where they kind of go on their own.
Yeah, they kind of go their own little separate ways.
Yeah, so definitely. Let's see where Dog Days goes. So you might want to pick up that issue number 1 when it drops. We'll drop more news as it comes. How did you feel about the overall story of Stray Dogs?
It's pretty good, dude. I like the concept that the dogs lose their memory every so often.
Okay. Definitely. In my opinion, it was slow in the beginning, but at the end, it kind of all bundles up together, and you kind of get where they were going with the story. What about you, KM?
So what happened?
Oh shit! This guy's fired. What'd you think of the overall story of Stray Dogs?
Oh my bad. So are we breaking down? So if we were gonna break down issue number one, like let's, like you said, it kind of started off a little slow, but not necessarily slow where we didn't know where the book was headed, because you know what I mean, like it kind of just explained to you how the dogs, like Tim said, were losing their memory. Kind of explained to you how in a day or two they'll forget what was going on. But you know, it was kind of cool how it based some of like that first little small dog, the one that calls out for Sophie, whatever. It's a good it was good how it established her connection with the scarf, and even though she forgot about it, that scarf, when you get to issue 2, it's what gets back to her, and from there, when you take it down to where she where it leads to the parts that I started really enjoying, which dog was was finding out next, because from then, like, it became a little bit like a detective style book to me. So at the beginning, it wasn't like a horror book, but it had, like, you knew people were dying, but it was really based. You really didn't see the murder. It wasn't that book. It wasn't the book where you saw the body, where you saw all of the grotesque things that was going on and all that. No, you saw it through the eyes of the dogs, and the dogs were trying to figure out what was going on. And at first, how they were all going towards him like master and food. And if you guys catch all that, like, they were just like really fond of him. And then as one of the dogs was, I think it was Rusty, gave the chance, and see, that's why if any AM, you're Earl.
Oh,
You're the guy that, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, I was getting tired of his ass, you know.
Called you a snitch.
Yeah, oh, yeah, homie. Thank you,
hell no!
thank you, Pop Tart.
Oh,
Thank you, fam.
no.
See, and I was like, you know what, man? Somebody got to deal with this mug real quick, because he's over here busting balls. Everybody was on the detective work, but here comes old. Let's call him AM.
Hell, okay. Hold on. If anyone's Earl, I say Cat 60 would be Earl. All right, let's go there. All right.
He didn't defend himself. Hell no. We're putting you right now on the spot because.
No. Okay. If you were talking about
look,
here,
and at the end, the big guy came through. Look, at the end.
No. If you're talking about now, right now.
You know what I'm saying?
I say Meta's Earl then.
Over here, like at the 9th inning, trying to get redemption and shit. You know what I'm saying?
How you gonna call you gonna call me a
dragging
snitch
your feet all the way to the finish line?
Don't pay attention, and then at the end, when I know what's up, I try to get my sweet revenge. Hell no.
But yeah,
I'm calling Earl Meta. I'm just saying Meta's Earl.
But see, that's what I'm saying. My favorite part was finding out how each dog.
How dare you, rat bastard!
was figuring out which.
If I'm Earl, then you Sophie.
There you go, homie. There you go.
Okay. See, that's actually a compliment. No matter if she's a female or not, she was the actual smart one in the story.
Now, you know what surprised
me?
She
also peed on herself on the
Hey, that's got to be Pop-Tart Timmy. Quiet, chilling, don't say nothing. And at the end, where the homie was bleeding and from the neck and everything.
Down. Duck out of this one.
You know what I'm saying? That's big Pop-Tart's gonna be big
homie. Gang right there, you know.
That's a whole comic mafia, and then look, this is what happened.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know what? We're gonna have to come out with a comic mafia cover of all the dogs. AM is definitely Earl. We
So you saying Meta's rusty?
uh, I thought, you know what I'm saying? I thought maybe Meta was a Dalmatian.
Oh,
And right here,
The big
big homie
homie.
right here, in the
That's
corner right here.
Pop-Tart Timmy.
No, that's Miguel right there. That's KM right there. That's all day KM right there. Look at the.
All right, don't be the big guy right there. That's me.
Look at the
sleeping,
drool and all.
chilling. You know what I mean? Hey, you know what? That kind of like me. But see, look at that. Look at how Earl is hating right there. Doesn't that just look like AM? Look at that right there. That just feels
And that Mad Dog look that
like
don't
AM,
count,
man.
you know
That's
that?
just
And that's some bullshit. Just because a big homie over here giving that Mad Dog shit. Yeah.
That's AM on the right hand side.
you know what I'm saying, man?
Like he pissed off, like he got resting bitch face and shit.
That is Cat 60, bro. I'm telling you. You just look at Cat 60, man. You be like, what the
Dog.
fuck are y'all talking about?
No, Cat 60. Cat 60 is the little dog with the purple eyes.
the old one.
Ass fucked up. That dog look like it's on crack on me.
Either that one or the other little dog on the right hand side.
With the cross eye?
Oh shit, man! Before we go off the rails, what's up, Comic Journey? What did you think about the story, fam?
Honestly, you guys
Honest.
really want to know what I
We want you to lie.
Honest opinion, go all out.
I can lie to help people sell more books of this demented story and help everybody like profit off of all these
Right.
crazy movie
How
poster
about,
variants
how
of
about,
it.
how about lie to us first and then tell the truth?
Okay. It's a wonderfully refreshing story. It's a unique take on a wholesome Disney approach and disassembling it and turning it into an abomination. Walt Disney would be rolling in his grave seeing this, and you should definitely read it because there's going to be more sequels to it.
Walt Disney be like, cancel this shit.
That's
crap.
actually my endorsing of it. You want to hear my
Wait.
bashing of it?
Wait a minute. All right. Yeah, I guess you lost me somewhere in that shit, but go ahead.
All right. So here's the thing. I can't get past the animation art that's on there. It's an extremely dark story. It's freaking me out to look at these like cute little animals that like are Disney style dogs and like put into this weird situation. Like I feel like if I have a copy of this and my 6-year-old daughter picks it up, she'll be looking at it all of a sudden be scarred.
She's gonna be traumatized for the rest of her life because she accidentally found her stray dogs book.
Yeah. And then she think her dad is demented for having a book like that. You know, there's
You mean like
It is-
daddy's a serial killer?
What's wrong with Comic Journey? It's sold twice. I mean,
what do you write?
You can always jump on, Big Soul. Just let us know if you wanted to jump on. man.
how the fuck
How
is
the
Comic
fucking
Journey?
Comic Journey on the show and what does he say? And able to ask the official pervert. What did he say? I can't read that. I'm blind. Well,
Basically, what he just said, he said, "How come I wasn't invited?" That's all he said.
Lordy.
Hey, Soul Twice, you want my spot? You think you have something interesting to say? I'm sure that people would love to hear what you have to say a lot more than what I do. I'm probably
He's
in the
a bum.
minority. I'm probably in the minority of not liking the story. You know, I think it's
We got plenty of space. If you guys got something to say about
No, Jen. We always like
the mic.
different opinions on this show. Not everybody has to agree. We agree to disagree on this show.
about Stray Dog. Oh
I
yeah.
agree. I agree.
Just like half of the time the panel disagrees with Meta, but he's still on the show.
Let's go team.
I don't give a shit.
He said, "Fuck no, I love Comic Journey."
you know, in all seriousness, it is a really original story. And I went knowing a little bit about this before I read it because people can't keep their mouth shut and spoil it all over the place. Like from the first day it came out. So I went knowing kind of what the premise was. So I was already on guard. But for somebody that reads it for the first time, it's gonna freak them out. It's got like a lot of that surprise and twist going on with it. So from that element, I will give them an A++ as far as being a very original take on a very dark angle, of like this whole, owner and pet thing, Now, I am shocked. I am absolutely shocked, and I'm not joking about this. I've said this a lot of times. How PETA hasn't like jumped all over this. They've jumped out all over much lesser things. And are we spoiling things for people, or are we not spoiling things for people? All right. So to see people like a person go out and killing people, and then like kidnapping their dogs and keeping them as souvenirs, because that's basically what it's happening right now.
Yeah, essentially.
It's kind of freaking demented. It's really messed up.
Kind of.
Just a little bit, just a tad.
Hey, well,
Sugarcoated.
that's what I was going to ask you.
In what situation is any part of the whole process normal?
You could make it worse.
The dogs, the killing the people, like what part of it is normal?
No, but any other movie, like if you're watching Scream, right, and then that's what they did a cover on, all right. If you're watching Scream, you know what I'm saying. Besides, you know what I'm saying, getting knifed up, and somebody's gonna get stabbed up real quick in the movie. Besides all that, you know what I mean. You know what you're getting into. On the other hand, on this book, I thought we were going to see all of that stuff, and we didn't. We knew that this guy was doing it, right? And you saw him.
You could feel
what
it.
the dogs remembered was him choking them out, or you just saw little bits of it. The cool part about it was the whole detective work that the dogs were doing to get to. So, like, it's based like you're watching, like if you were watching a serial good movie. Like this is how Journey said it. This is gonna be a good one because you really get to see it through the dogs. So it's not like the dogs. You see when the dogs were calling 911 and they were barking and shit. It's not like they're gonna understand what the dogs were saying. But at the end, the dogs played it pretty smart. AM got his head out of his ass and bit homie in the neck. You know what I'm saying? And then finally came to his senses after issue number 5, dragging his feet all the way down towards the end.
The thing is, from issue 1, the whole like story, he was just waiting to bite him. Look at the look on his face.
Hold on. So twice, none of the dogs actually got hurt.
Wait, no, hey, Earl got maybe Big Homie.
Oh wait, no, I lied.
No, yeah.
No, wait.
Yeah, why are you trying to traumatize him again, man?
Wait, I lied.
Hey, the Big
Not
Homie
all the dogs there made it out, man.
Wait, who'd you say the Dalmatian was?
Victor?
Oh shit! You know what I'm saying? The Dalmatian, he was missing.
Don't
one
listen to him so twice.
No. Someone did here. I lied. Who'd you say the Dalmatian reminded you of, like in our group? Kale?
What happened?
Who'd you call the Dalmatian? You said
Meta?
You gonna let Meta die? Meta gonna be the only motherfucker in the group that die?
No, because that dog doesn't die.
The Dalmatian.
The Dalmatian don't get hit by the car.
Nah,
then there's 2 dogs.
There's 2 dogs that don't make it out, dog.
Yeah.
What's his name? The girl don't make it out either. What's her name? She got shot, right?
Oh no, she made it out.
So
she got hurt. She made it out.
What we're referencing to is I'll go and scroll down.
Wait, it's because I didn't get to issue 4. What did I miss on issue 4?
Whoa, you missed.
Issue 5, 1, 2, and 3.
Oh shit!
Looking fraud.
So this is basically where Sophie's kind of explaining the story where she starts to remember what
Sophie
happened.
got PTSD.
Oh
Look,
shit!
that's-
She made it so
That's what I was talking about when Mike did. Look, right when he showed up.
Yeah, homie got scared.
Went in the bed quick.
Quick with it.
I told him, I was like, "Oh, you forgot about that. You forgot about that panel."
But it's weird how he was so caring for the dogs.
But that's what my question was for y'all. It's like, so he was a serial killer, right? And the book
right here.
bases that right there on that. But he cares for the dogs, and it wasn't like he was just, oh, I'm gonna keep the dog. No, he had a backyard for them. He had the dog sleep with them in his room.
Mm-hmm.
When the dog was shivering,
I honestly think the reason why the dog slept in the room is because he wanted to make sure that they were still there in the morning.
No, I think it's a
this shit. It reminded me of like Dexter, dude. Like he's like
a little bit more twisted than that. This motherfucker is like
this is where she starts to notice, and as soon as he wraps around the scarf, which belonged to her owner, you kind of see where it shows, it kind of hints, and then she's like, I remember what happened. She tries to let the other dogs know, but you got stubborn Earl right here, big homie right here with the mad dog face.
That's Mike talking about, man. What the fuck you talking about, man?
Never.
Well, think about it. It's almost like Norman Bates
every panel picture, Earl just hating.
Hey, what's up with the homie with the red eyes? Wasn't that shit purple? Like
I told you, dude. That's toxicity.
Depending on the pills that he's taking or he's taking that day right now.
Shit.
What are you doing, son? No, get over there.
What's up, baby Meta? Yeah, what's up? It's like okay, new dog crazy. He's like, I got it. Fucking Cat 60. And then you got KM say, yeah, what's wrong with the new dog? And then you got Meta or AM, as you would call it, saying foolishness. Oh no, my bad. I guess I'll take Earl. And then you got Meta.
What's up, Nita? XXX.
He's like, wait, did we bury the stick? he's like, fuck what y'all talking about. What happened to that stick?
Oh shit!
The stick. Where the fuck my stick at?
Hey, so he's almost 2.
And then you got Cat 6. Wait, no, that's me. That's me, I guess. I don't know how Earl is me. Like he's saying that the story is ridiculous. That's
because you just the way you always mad dogging, like you don't want to be there, just looking at everybody wrong.
Where I be mad dogging?
Look, he's still mad dogging right now. Look at that face.
Like everybody's talking about the same situation. Nah.
Shut up.
All I smell is bullshit.
Look. Look, Meta fucking did that shit perfectly. Look at the sound of his fucking voice.
No, it has a perfect.
And then look, Meta's the Dalmatian. He's like, I'm with Earl on this one.
I wouldn't mind taking this, and that look like what's his name?
And then you got Miguel in the corner over here with the big ass ears saying, Earl can smell killers. Oh shit! I tell you.
And there's definitely something wrong with the guy that wrote this book. Seriously. The more I look at it, the more
you got big homie saying, "Come on, it's bedtime. Let's go."
But I'll say something. AM said something that we just went off the rails on and didn't even address. Um, he basically KM actually Miguel basically said that
What's up, baby?
what's that? Am I on mute?
No, no,
No,
no,
no,
no.
go
Go
for
ahead.
it.
Oh, so did you want to continue, KM, what you were talking about before, or do you want me to jump on it?
Oh no, go for it.
Okay, so you were kind of saying the whole situation of him keeping the dogs around and taking care of them and keeping him in the backyard and in the house or whatever, whatever the case, he took care of them in a way that you wouldn't think a lunatic would. But think about it like this: even a Norman Bates, which there was a nut job, he actually took care of his mom. He actually loved his mom. He took care of people around him in a different way. So it's part of that lunatic kind of syndrome that you have. That people, they might be vicious and homicidal to a lot of people, but when it comes to actually, other things, they actually take care of them. Does that make sense? What I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, no. Makes perfect sense.
Damn it! My phone started ringing as I was talking on this thing. I can't tell you hard to do for my.
There it is.
No,
I'm gonna try to figure out this. I'm gonna try to set myself up with a desktop or something.
Exactly
Maybe.
how you hit it on. Those are the things that this makes. Why is this book going crazy? Did it get option?
No, because people are nuts. That's why.
Or
Society has something wrong with it. But, going nuts over books that of that nature. There's something wrong, people. The more twisted, the more the more demented something is, the more people like it. That's why immediately everybody jumped onto A Nice House on the Lake, because it's a really screwed up story, but at least it's not that extreme. This is it's almost fictional, that kind of thing. Stray Dogs, that's kind of close to home. It could have happened. Some nut could go around killing people and taking their dogs. That could be a real story. You could be seeing that on Channel 5 News.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's because they kind of put it in a good, believable way.
I'm just looking at this picture, and I'm
Well, that's exactly what I was going to say. So it's because comic Red Room has a lot of gore in it, and it shows a lot of exposure, and that's not going as Stray Dogs. And the thing that Stray Dogs is crazy, I feel, is because I didn't think the people expected it to be this good. Because I didn't think the people were expecting it to be through the eyes out of the dogs like that. People probably thought it was going to be like a story told, and the dogs were going to be a part of it. Like when we started reading this book, I really enjoyed going into the next issue because I was trying to figure out what other dog was going to figure out next.
Mm-hmm. I was trying to figure out what dog was coming next.
Yeah. And then you see how they even noticed it, that they know they're forgetful. So they started working together as a team to keep remembering and refreshing themselves each day of their mission to figure out what happened. And what was so cool about it is that it kind of gave you if you don't know what a dog feels or thinks and stuff like that, you can see it. Like when they're hungry, they'll tap the bowl. When they're thirsty, they'll be by the water bowl. You know what I mean? They kind of let you know what they want, if they're sad, if they're happy. What was cool about it is you saw the expressions of the dogs, and as soon as they found out that he was a killer, they wanted no part of it. They were trying to get out, and that was conscious kicked in. You know what I'm saying? The dogs realized, oh shit, dude is a killer, he's not our master. It took hating ass Earl all the way to issue number 5, but he got there. He got there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the bigger reason it took off is the shock factor. You know, you open up a book like that, thinking, you don't know what this looks like. Lady and the Hound. Isn't that the story, the Disney story, or something like that?
Isn't
You know, or Dalmatians, or whatever. One of the Disney stories. You're opening up the book, thinking something like that, and all of a sudden you're sitting reading this, so it gives you that super shock factor. Plus, they were smart. They didn't go over the top, as far as really graphic and like Maniac in New York style kind of an approach. So they took it moderately to keep people engaged, because I think if they went over the top with the violence and how graphic it looked, they left a lot of stuff up for
Interpretation.
to imagination. So they basically, they kept the intrigue going. I'll give them, like I said, I'll give them a lot as far as the freshness. Now, I think that can they catch lightning on the bottle twice with this? Now the story's out. People know about it. Dude, are they really that engaged to read another series to follow these characters and where they go next? Maybe. I don't know. You guys are more into the book. Would you guys really be invested into reading a full series or another miniseries?
in my honest opinion, I'd have to see where the first issue go from the second series of it to kind of understand what's going to happen next. But
you
again,
ain't gonna be able to get it in one book, fam.
yeah,
But
it's gonna take time, and even me reading the book. This is issue number 2. Has anyone ever noticed this particular room? Has anyone ever noticed that there was handcuffs and rope in the corner here?
Yeah, because so that's the room that the dogs are not allowed in. That's his personal room where I think he takes and he does his little personal, things that we don't get to see in the story, right? So, but now I think, what is this? What do you think, Comic, and I'll even ask you, Soul, and people in the chat, Purple Mystic, if you're still here. What do you guys think in the fact of those little clues? To me, are like for you to imagine or have ideas of what he was doing. So there's cuffs, there's ropes, there's this, there's that. You already have an idea of what he's doing. You just don't know how he's doing it or in which way he's doing it. So now you, as the reader, you're gonna have to imagine that part yourself if you want to get to that part. I wouldn't. I skipped all that crap. I just was trying to figure out the detective work of the dogs. It's either or. And so on the second series, this is what my opinion is. On the second series, what's up, Mr. Emmanuel Cabrera? How you doing, fam?
Hey, AM.
What's up?
Hey, J1's backstage.
Oh my God, Mike! You haven't even let J1 in. Thanks, Pop Tart.
Damn, fam, have you really been there for 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Why didn't you message me?
I didn't want to be rude. You guys were having a good talk.
We're all up into this shit, yo. I didn't even know.
It's all good. It's okay. Thanks for having me. I'm here,
Oh shit, man. What's going on, man?
I'm just like, yeah, that's a good way to look at that. And I'm sitting there.
I was over
Oh,
here
yeah,
thinking,
yeah.
like, man, I wonder what J1 would think, man. He always has that insight. I was just like, uh, I don't know. Let's see when he shows up.
Oh shit.
Oh man, yeah. Let's get your insight, man, before we continue on Stray Dogs. What you think of the whole story and what you've heard so far?
Okay, so I love the story. I do. I really do. I mean it. But I hate the. It looks like freaking All Dogs Goes to Heaven meets 50 First Dates meets Psycho. Just saying.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, search that prequel that Emmanuel was talking about. There's a prequel to this book. Did anybody read the prequel?
Like
No.
I thought that's what the Dog Days was gonna be. There's an actual prequel to this?
Later in the trip.
Or is part 2 or is the second series the prequel?
Oh, fool! You're stupid. And sorry to put it that way. He says free comic book day.
There is a free comic book day story coming out. I know that.
Yeah.
Oh, the one
it's
that's coming. So it's going to be the prequel for the second series.
It's coming.
Oh yeah. I thought there was a prequel to Stray Dogs.
Yeah, he said it's not released yet. Free comic book day. So in free comic book day, there is a not Nice House. What the fuck? House of Slaughter. There's a Stray Dogs. There's a We Live. And a few others.
There's a lot of good.
I know that there's Star Wars, the Star Wars High Republic. Was it Adventures or Star Wars High Republic?
High Republic is a Marvel. Pretty sure it's a Marvel new IDW.
Yeah, it's probably Marvel. Free comic book day is August 14th. Comic shops will have them early, but we are not allowed to distribute them or display them until the 14th. Will some comic shops do it? Probably, but if they get caught, they'll be in trouble. But that's not on me. So let's get back into it. Jay,
I just want to show you this.
oh shit, that's what you. Oh, you got a signed one?
Signed sketch.
Hell yeah,
I just
that
wanna
is
show
this. You opened that one?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
What was that?
That it's from the Mandalorian card set
Yeah,
from season
Mandalorian
2.
season 2.
All right, you guys have to tell, not only show. You know, I'm blind.
Wait, that was in one of the 10 cases?
Yeah, but I think he put it in a case. Did you put it in the case?
Yeah, I put it in the case.
Yeah, so that's what I thought.
That's
These are
pretty
like
cool.
some of the nicest cases, and they're super.
Wait, who is it signed by?
I can't read the artist's signature.
Oh, I thought it was signed by the Mandalorian guy.
No, it's the artist's signature.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's still sick.
Yeah, I know that this week we should be getting a image of one of the cards that one of our pool members had pulled from the Mandalorian box.
Did he get a 1-on-1?
He got a 1-on-1. He has a signed sketch card that his dad actually showed me. We're supposed to be getting the image to display. So things like that we'll display. We'll show it off. But yeah, you got a signed card. He got a signed card. See, those boxes are pretty cool. I actually haven't opened one.
I wonder what we got. Now I'm gonna get one.
Yeah, I kind of want to open one. I honestly think it'd be interesting and cool if myself and KM open it live. So that's probably something we can work out amongst ourselves.
Has Big Baby opened his?
No.
I did get a 1 in 25.
Oh, that's what's up.
Oh, you want a box? Oh, you know what? I was gonna give one box to Meta, but we might do that one in the unboxing, fam. Meta don't need it no more. Meta don't need it. He don't need it. He don't
You
like
hear
the
this shit?
And this
He
is
don't
part
even
of
like the Mandalorians.
Hey, I'm just gonna take it to another direction for a second, just because of what you guys asked J1 on that card. You know, you guys were talking about the signature and who signed it, and asking if it was the actor or if it was the writer. What do you guys think about actors and like people that have nothing to do with actual creating the comic, actually signing or a card or comics or anything like that?
I think it's really cool, but it's retardedly expensive.
Yeah, I have a different. Oh my god! Hold on.
Like I would love to have like Keanu Reeves' signature on Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Right? I would love to.
Ooh, that was a nice movie though. People don't really appreciate that movie. He was
that
like
was an adaptation though.
hilariously.
But
I would like him to sign my Constantine stuff if I could.
I don't know if I would want Tobey Maguire signing my ASM 50 for some reason, or Tom Holland, or you know what I'm saying.
What if you had Tom Holland, Tobey Maguire, and that other guy,
Andrew Garfield?
If it was a movie adaptation, I'm with it 100%. If it's actually a book that has nothing to do with them, it has nothing to do with their likeness, the stories, I wouldn't like it. That's just posters, stuff like that. Different story, but I like stories like it's like when Stan Lee would sign anything, even if he wrote it or didn't write it. And sometimes it wasn't even part of publishers he was even part of at any point. He would just sign anything. That always bothered me. I don't know. It's just a weird hang up I have as far as getting signatures on stuff that's by somebody that's somehow connected to that, And I don't know what it does for the values of the books either. Does anybody know about that? Like, if you have an actor sign something,
the right actors on the right books go for a fortune. Like first Padme signed by whatever her name is,
Natalie Portman.
Yeah, Natalie Portman, right? That right there, I see like the cheapest copy I've seen with her signature on it is like $5,000, and she charges $900 for her signature on it. On whatever book.
Damn.
So the cost of their signatures, because they're actors and not like low-paying writers and artists and stuff like that, they charge premium. Like I can't remember his last name, but Jason whatever, the original white Power Ranger.
Jason David Frank.
Jason David Frank, thank you. He charges $200 for a signature because he was coming to an LCS here, and I was going to get his signature on the Jason David Frank variant of one of the Power Rangers books. I still have the book, but I didn't get a signature because he wanted He wanted a little over $200 to put a signature on it, and I was like, nah, never mind, I'm good. But some people highly value that stuff.
So the value actually gets really started off, and there's a jumping off point with how much the actors or celebrities actually charge for these signatures.
Overpriced, and it's outrageously crazy. Sometimes I don't even think it's worth it.
Super hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially like if you want to verify, like not a verified, but like a witness signature, right?
Well, that's CGC.
Hey, highlight Emmanuel's.
Which one? The last one where it says at J?
He was trying to tell J1, and that is a pretty good point. Sorry, Manuel, I had to go get the door real quick. We had a mute. That's a nice point, though. that's what I was trying to talk to you guys about. The dogs captured me throughout the story because I was really interested in what the dogs were trying to figure out, and not to get away from the topic of the signature series and all that. We'll get into that right now.
No,
But
because if you look at
there's
how
a
much
question for J1
CGC's
right there.
charging for the Stray Dogs actors or whatever at CGC, it's still outrageous. Same shit.
It does capture the emotions. It captures a lot of what because to me it was like a mystery. But you know what it was? It was like it wasn't like that one game that who did it. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like that. It was like to me it was a mystery of them. Which dog would be next to figure out his past? That's what was intriguing to me. Like I actually enjoyed that part of the story.
No, I could agree with you on that. It captured honest emotions of the dogs, and you know, it kind of you've seen the difference between one dog would say, "Oh, I don't believe it," and then a small item or something would capture that trigger that emotion to where they would kind of remember what happened, and then they'll like he said, clues. So twice said clues. There's clues that would trigger their memory.
Yeah. And then what was it, Jay? What did you think about that part, fam? About the
art?
No, how you didn't get to see the gory part. It was kind of like basically left on you to figure that part out. You,
I mean, and it did.
I thought that shit was real. First.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it did. It lets your imagination play out the scenes of how he did it all, right? You only get a little glimpse of how each of them was. And the craziness is, to me, like, was I like how he handled, like, the dog's 10-second memory. I mean, they really did. The writer did a really good job doing that.
So, I got a question. Can someone help me understand this segment right here?
Which one?
The one that's on the screen.
Oh, he's practicing. He's practicing.
Oh yeah, he's practicing.
He's practicing how to create an introduction to his next victim.
Yeah, because remember he takes some of the dogs with him. He'll handpick a dog and he'll take them and he'll test them out to see how close he can get to the chick or not.
Mm.
He's practicing his lines and I guess he's answering and
yeah, that's why I said it, because
going back and forth.
So he was talking to himself, trying to figure out how. Okay.
That's why I tell you that this book gives you the freaky part to your imagination, and the clues and all that is on the book for you to figure out. You see how you only get glimpses of the guy. You really don't. You just get part of his face. You get the boots and the pants. But then you really, like, right there, you get to see the memory of the dog. You know what I'm saying? You get to see this, and then boom, that's where they meet, and that's where they meet old boy. You know, and it's usually when they meet him is where the girl don't make it. You know, and for the Dalmatian dog, you knew he got fired by the fire department, and the girl took him under his wing, and then that dude showed up at the doorstep, and then boom,
so
took her and the dog.
The guy reminds me of the guy from The Nice House on the Lake. He's always wearing those shades, and you never really see his face. That's what I got from that.
You just want to keep talking about your boy Tinian.
Nah, I didn't say nothing about Tinian.
That's all you want to do is keep talking about Tinian.
Look, they black him out. You never really see him. He's always wearing them damn sunglasses.
Now, all right, let's get into the nitty gritty. Right. So, who watched the last episode of Loki?
Of course.
All right. So, who wants to get into the whole Kang thing? And here's my. I don't want to get too much of the nonsense. I'm going to get into my part. Do you guys think that the MCU is doing it backwards, or do you think that they did it because they had to capture the audience that way? Because if you notice this, man, Thanos is like one of the strongest, if not, he's one of the. Well, he becomes like the god at the end in his future, right? He becomes like the universe is his. So what I'm saying is, will you think that Thanos being taken out was premature, or do you think that we see him again down the line? Because how do you go from there? Like I don't see Kang. No, well, you know that we know as comic book readers from the past, Kang is not as strong as Thanos, but the overall situation that Kang might bring to the MCU, they can make that into a bigger event. So I can see where they're going with it, but do you guys felt like it was premature that they used Thanos first? Did you guys feel that they should have gone with guys like? But see, that's why I don't think they went with a guy like Kang first, because nobody would have people wouldn't be able to relate to Kang, because Kang really wasn't a big villain, if you want to say, in Marvel. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he showed up in Avengers. Yeah, he has a cool little origin. But what do you guys think overall? What do you guys think of my opinion on this one?
I'll throw my 2 cents in. It's a shame that they didn't have the rights to Fantastic Four and all those characters, because the best way to start it off would be with the Doctor Doom, the Galactus tie-in. That would have brought in other characters like Kane, which ultimately would have brought in the Thanos effect. The other thing is the Thanos thing that they used for the whole Infinity Saga through the MCU. It was really a devalued and underpowered version of Thanos. Like anybody that's read the book, he is much more powerful in the book than what they had him in the MCU. So, bringing Kane in there, he's a stopgap until the next guy. I think they're gonna make the Galactus effect the big bad going forward. They're gonna make Kane into a really good series of connecting movies and shows, but at the same time, he's not going to be the ends. He's going to be the catalyst to other stuff of bringing in people, and he might bring Thanos in as well. And now that you got timelines and all that stuff and multiverses, everything is up for grabs. Everybody's coming back one way or the other. You guys think I'm a little off for that, or?
I was gonna let somebody else go. What do you think, J1?
Oh, dude, it's opening up the doors for freaking everything. All the yes, exactly. That's who I'm hoping for. Galactus, most definitely. But I think so. They're gonna bring in the Eternals, right? That's the next. After Eternals is going to be what is it?
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi, right?
Isn't
and
it?
That's going to be the yeah, it is. You're right. It's going to be, and then the 10 Rings of Power. So they're bringing in more people that are going to be more powerful than just your standard Avenger, right? And they're going to slowly bring in some of the biggest baddies there are, and the most powerful of the good guys, like Doctor Strange is probably like the second most powerful magician, right?
Wait, but if you get the 10 rings, you get Fing Fang Foom, right?
That's right.
Okay, I see it. I mean, but
Right?
I see it overall.
And we're slowly getting in. Like they're going to bring in. Like I still think they're going to bring in Beta Ray Bill, right? I think they're going to bring in the other Thors. I think they're going to they're going to open this up to make something that made Infinity War and Endgame look like nothing.
But that's what I was thinking. Shouldn't they have done it like that though, Jay, with villains like that rank them ways up there? But did you think like Phase 1 to end up with Thanos? It really didn't. Like it. It should have set up in a different way.
Powerful? Honestly, who do you think is more powerful, Thanos or Galactus?
No, see, Galactus is my favorite of all time, dude. Like that's what I'm saying. Like the way that he looked.
But realistically, who do you think is more powerful?
And I have a soft spot for Galactus, but overall, reading Marvel books, Galactus has been taken out by Thanos not once, but like twice or 3 times already.
With a gauntlet.
With the gauntlet. With the
without the gauntlet. But that was old man kind of looking Thanos. That was old King Thanos that took out Galactus on that one Donny Cates run, which was one of my favorite reads ever, man. Which, I mean, if you read it, man, Galactus was coming at Thanos, which I didn't understand how Galactus survives for so many years, right? And like, what is it, another thousands of millions a year? I don't know, 100,000 of years. I don't know how it was, but he survives with the Cosmic Ghost Rider, and they go off on this epic journey and shit, like trying to battle and save whatever they can of the universe. And then he's going after. He goes right for Thanos, and then just Thanos beheads him real quick with a shot. And then fam, Thor just took out Galactus right now in the Marvel right now in Thor's run, right? So I love Galactus, but Marvel doesn't even have him up there like that though. And that's where that's what I'm asking myself. Well, if he's not up there, then how is he going to be the biggest next event? Which Galactus can always be the next best event because he comes to devour your planet. So that in all is going to be a big ass event. But what I'm saying is, if they were able to beat Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet, then the rest of the people shouldn't be that much of difficulty. If I'm being realistic, then because like you said, Jay, we're getting Beta Ray Bill, we're getting all of these characters, we're getting more beef, more power to add to the side of good in a sense, right? So the only thing that I can say is that by getting the Immortals, we get the Celestials. And then maybe we can get something from there. You can then tip the scales to some kind of bigger epic event. But what I'm thinking is that they don't care about that. I don't think they cared about putting the villain by rank of power. I think they put it by rank of situation. And here's what I'm getting at now. That's what I feel like we're probably looking at it all wrong. And that Kang brings a totally different situation because they're doing the whole timeline thing, just like Comic Journey alluded to. Now, who watched Black Widow?
I watched it.
All right, and I'm gonna get into a little bit of that because one of the guys that comes and I'm gonna shout him out. Well, you shout him out. AM, how does he go with his new name? Because Rob, people know him when he jumped on YouTube.
Collector Bounty.
Yeah, Collector's Bounty, because he changed his name. So Collector's Bounty was over here, and his son and me and his son were talking about some spec. And you brought up a good point. So that girl that survives at the end of Black Widow, what's her name? I always get her name wrong because it's kind of
Yelena.
Yelena. There you go. So she's recruiting the bad Captain America, right? Did you guys catch that? Or none of you guys caught it? Who watched?
Yeah, she's building her own. She's building the Thunderbolts, dude.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Jay. So she's building the Thunderbolts. So now we're gonna get Ross as the Red Hulk. I'm thinking, but when do you? Okay, but that's what I'm saying, Jay. So we're getting more beef added to the side of good. You see what I'm saying? Okay, no, that's an anti one. No, that one is gonna be anti. So the Thunderbolts are gonna be. So what do you think the Thunderbolts are gonna be?
I think they're going to be
Avengers?
bad guys, and I think the big baddie is going to make them turn over good like they did just in the comics. I think something critical is going to happen in the MCU, which is going to make them have to become good guys.
Could be Secret Wars.
Yeah.
And to be out there.
Now, do you think that they turned Thunderbolt into the Red Hulk now that we have that weak ass Hulk in the MCU?
Well, there's no guarantee they're even going to make Thunderbolt the Red Hulk. They might give us a twist and turn somebody else into him. We don't know which. The one thing with the MCU, they've taken a lot of different directions. They take the original concepts and adapt them to the way they think that character should be on screen. So we don't even know yet exactly which direction they go. We don't even know if it's going to actually be the Thunderbolts or it's going to be Dark Avengers. It's interesting. That's actually one of the best parts of mystery that's been put together through the MCU. And when the reveal happens, it's going to be a lot more gratifying because I guarantee you, all these little eggs that they're putting in and everything go all the way back to the Ed Norton, whatchamacallit, Incredible Hulk, which people forget about that as one of the MCU movies. There's a lot of stuff going on right now, so a lot of good stuff to spec on, I guess. But it's definitely going to be a situation where don't think that it's going to be exactly the way it is in the comics. They're going to take a different approach.
That's why when he told me the team, it kind of made sense because he was like, think about it. He was like, it's going to be probably Taskmaster. It's going to be that one Captain America dude.
They might throw Abomination in there because if you look in the Shang-Chi trailer, he's in there.
Ooh, you're right. And the Abomination has always been like the actual folks.
Yeah, they could do something where they kind of make him the Red Hulk or something like that.
Because you're right. They do change things up in the MCU. They do switch things up. Now, one of the things that his son was bringing up to me that I wanted to bring up to y'all, because I told him next time he has to come and join the show because he has a lot of good specs. You know how we were talking about in the comic books, it's the Black Widow program, right? Well, what if it's he was telling me, what if the Taskmaster is the program? So he was saying that the chick was probably the first one, but he's specking that somebody else is going to be the next Taskmaster in the second part when they do become the Thunderbolts. And that's when the first appearance of Taskmaster, which is what, that 180, Jay? That's when that book blows up, because right now it's that 2099 one that's blowing up right now because it's the chick. And what he was talking to me about was, it's like, what if it's the program? And I was like, what do you mean the program? I was like, what if it's the program itself? And then eventually it doesn't matter if the girl dies, it's the Taskmaster, the program itself. So they just have to get the guy, put him the suit on, of course. Yep. Train him. And then because all he does is mimic their powers, right? And he'll counter attack you like that.
Well, the biggest mistake they could do is keep using Taskmaster in its current form, the way it was in Black Widow. They're going to kill the character if they keep doing that. They need to take a different angle.
Well, yeah, they already
and
brought her
that,
back once.
and
That's what
that
he
might
was
be the
saying.
way.
Yep.
And that might be the way.
Yep. Because you're right. Because there wasn't no Taskmaster like dude. It was the chick. It's still like what he said was if it's the program, you can bring it. You bring the Taskmaster back. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh shit, I didn't realize that. I was like, I thought, well, you make sense. I was like, because you need a solid team to be, because more like Taskmaster would be the opposite of Black Widow, right? Because Black Widow is what she did for the Avengers was like she didn't have the power, she didn't have the like flying ability but you knew that she was gonna come through clutch. She was gonna sneak in. She was gonna go do the extra spy, situational shit that nobody else did. You knew Black Widow was about that. Plus, she always trained extra and did all kinds of martial arts and this and that, just to keep up with them. So the Taskmaster is the opposite. I think that's gonna work out for the team. I think because if you're gonna make a Thunderbolt, you're gonna make them like opposite of the Avengers to counterpart them to actually take them out. Or am I wrong?
I mean, they could make him. I don't know if that's the exact reason why they would use him, but I could actually see them using Taskmaster in a redeeming kind of fashion. But I really think they need to take it back to its roots as far as what made Taskmaster a great character, and apply that into the movies. And unless they start taking that approach, it's not going to be a likable character. It's going to be very tough.
And I don't think they're going to be good, fam. I think that's where we differ on that one, because I think what's going to happen is, like you said, Jay, they'll have an epic-ass battle, and right there and then, some of them are going to have to either break to good or they're going to stay evil or whatnot. So you know that I don't think the Taskmaster will ever turn to the side of good. But I think like 2 or 3 cats will probably join and get recruited by the Avengers or somewhat, or they'll probably make up the new Avenger team. And then we'll probably get into New Avengers eventually. You know what I'm saying? And I also believe that, but I believe that we're going to get into events. That's what I thought, because I was like, wait a minute, if we took out Thanos, that's one of the most biggest villains in Marvel, man. Like, what's after that? You know, but now it's like, if you build up events, then I can see it. And we still haven't gotten the mutants. We still got Fantastic Four, you know. But it's just so hard to believe that. It's just, to me, they can't do this no more, though, guys. They can't do this no more. Where, they can't do that. Where the Fantastic Four show up and Doom as the villain brings Earth to his knees. It can't work no more, because Thanos did that. You know what I'm saying?
Doom could do that. Doom is a character that can do that.
But I don't see him doing it though. Like you see what I'm saying? Not with what the roster has already been through. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you know what, Junior, you might be right. It's true, because comics flip every so often, and then they give you a different type of event and then a different type of battle.
If he steals some kind of cosmic character's power, which he does routinely, he all of a sudden becomes the #1 guy.
Well, there you go. That's what I was going to say. If you're doing Secret Wars, he steals the Beyonders' powers. And then you're right. Shit like that. You're right. That events like that can get it going.
He's a no joke character, and at the same time, he could start a world war. Like, they could take that effect where he wages war on Wakanda or Atlantis or something like that, and he's got a whole army behind him. It doesn't matter if there's a lot of other people opposing him. He's got a lot of resources himself. So he's a character that could do some serious damage on a big scale. So he's definitely worth being taken seriously of. Is Meta alive?
I haven't heard Meta in a minute. It's just been us, Pop Tart, and Jay.
I know he
You
was
know
sick.
me, I'm always here.
What the hell? I'm still here.
No, man, we can get into these debates all day because this is one of my favorite parts of the. This is I call it my what if. This is my what if part. I love doing what ifs. What if this? What if that? I just enjoy that because I get into. All right,
Well,
Pete Meta.
well-
Steve.
Well, you want to talk about what if? You know, jump into that whole scroll invasion, secret invasion angle. You got a whole
Man,
story in that, you know?
I don't want to talk about what if because I've seen the previews for just about all the episodes and the little hints and snips and everything, and ain't one of them a real what if. They're all just their own made up what ifs. Dude, there's some really really good what if stories, and it doesn't look like they're doing a one of them.
Well, they said that from the
They're making
get-go.
them up.
Yeah, I think they're doing their own thing.
Well, they said that from the beginning, that it wasn't going to be
Yeah.
based off the books. It was going to be based off whatever. They have exactly 26, which equates to exactly 26 movies that they had as part of that first phase of movies. So their thing is that all those what ifs are going to be based on each individual movie that they did. So that was the angle they took. The one thing that I do see keep popping up over and over again, and if anybody's looking for spec or something like that, it might not be a bad time to pick up a couple of these books. Zombie books, Marvel zombie books.
Yeah,
Because I keep seeing those images over and over again. And I don't know what the story is and how they're going to apply that in what if, but it's definitely somewhere down the line in there. You know, in all the trailers and all the little clips, you see little images of Marvel zombies. So I don't know how it's going to be affected, but you find some cheap ones. It's not a bad way to keep them in your inventory right now. Anybody else picking up on that, or is it just me with my weird spec?
no, it's my LCS. I'm noticing their zombies are going up, and I've noticed a lot more people coming in asking for zombie stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, they have.
No.
So people are picking up on that.
Yeah.
The what if?
And you're right. The scrolls have not yet came out fully exposed in the MCU yet. So we still have the scrolls hiding in the shadows. So what do we think we're gonna get with what's gonna go on with any of that? Okay, so we know that they were impersonating what's his name? Fucking what's his name? Samuel L. Jackson.
Nick Fury?
Nick Fury. There you go. So they were impersonating Nick Fury. There was a couple people that they were
And
doing in
WandaVision.
field. So you think we're gonna get the same shit that they were impersonating heroes, and we get the whole scroll?
If they're gonna do it right, they have to. They have to. If they want to get this done in a way where people are really gonna appreciate the whole storyline, they have to do that. Because if they don't, they might as well, and I'm kind of worried that they will do that. We'll go like the easier route because it's going to be a Disney Plus movie show. I'm hoping that's not going to be the case, but we'll see. But they need to incorporate the entire universe. It can't be just like, S.H.I.E.L.D. characters and, B characters and that kind of stuff. It's got to be mainstream characters that are involved.
Well, there you go, Tommy. My spec on that, and I hope that I'm right because I might be wrong 100. But my spec on that is, you know how in the last Spider-Man movie they revealed his identity.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking in the next movie, we're gonna get a little bit more of. Man, I'm always freaking forgetting his name. I'm always bad with names of the villains, dude. I always hate that.
Mysterio.
No. His best friends. What is that?
Oh, Hobgoblin. Ned.
Green
Ned.
Goblin.
Harry Osborn,
Yeah, the Osborn guy, right? I think we get
Norman
Osborn.
Osborn.
Norman
And
Osborn.
I have a feeling because of they're going in that route because with Iron Man being out and everything, because I was noticing all the back shit going in because you got to pay attention to what's going on in the Falcon Winter Soldier. A lot of stuff was and little clues that you got in WandaVision, little clues that you're getting. Shield lost a lot of rank, and what is that new team, Jay, that took over?
Sword.
Sword. Okay, so now they're handling shit. What I'm saying is this is going to be a good way for them to get Osborn in, and then we get the Iron Patriot right after the Skrull War, right? Right after the whole Skrull, because I think that's going to be the final straw, right? What I feel is that with the whole Skrulls finally coming out to light, it shows that Nick Fury never had anything under control, right? And then, so even though Iron Man saved the day and whatnot, I think this is their cop out of S.H.I.E.L.D. And you put in Osborn, and we get the Iron Patriot, and then we get the Dark Avengers, and from there, I think we get the new Avengers. That's my spec. I don't know where we get the Young Avengers. I don't know why that book's been going on so high. I think that's what I was thinking was going to be a show. I didn't think that was going to be part of the MCU, but I'm probably wrong on that one. What do you guys think?
I'll tell you something about that Young Avengers thing. I think everybody's specking on the Young Avengers, and they might be right. You know, nobody has a crystal ball. But why are we all looking at the Young Avengers and not looking at the New Warriors? Because I think, you know, they already have a brand. They already have something they have marketed as the Avengers. Young Avengers is basically just a little offshoot. You got to look at the big Disney picture. If they introduce a great cast of young characters and have them under the New Warriors umbrella, that's a new franchise. That's a new brand altogether. And don't forget, Young Avengers can work positively or negatively. You know what? You know, it's it's almost like the Teen Titans name as well. You know, it could work. It can't. Maybe it doesn't work for the general masses. New Warriors could work a lot more. So if I was gonna be gambling, New Warriors would be my gamble. As far as the title,
I like it, but I don't see him going that way.
It might be the same characters.
They're
going to follow the money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
How do you see him following it, Jay? Okay, I gave you my little run. How do you see it, Jay? How do you see it going off of Spider-Man? Because we're getting one of the Spider-Man movies up next. Who's next for sure, though? I know Black Widow's over. Who's coming up for sure?
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi's coming up.
Shang-Chi is Eternals, and Shang-Chi are the next two movies, aren't they?
Yes, sir.
And
we cannot forget about the Skrulls, though. I'm just saying the Skrulls have been there and they've been in hiding, and you can see that.
But here's the thing, though, man, is that at the end of what Captain Marvel, what were they decimated down to almost nothing by then because they've been hunted for so long?
But that's why, though, Jay. They're in Earth. They're all over the place. They're in the United States. They're in.
But I don't think
in Europe.
I don't think they're gonna do anything to Earth.
No.
You know, I really don't. But, dude, if I was gonna talk about anything at all, I'm gonna talk about how much I'm gonna hate the episode of Marvel Zombies because Disney Plus will not be able to do it right.
Yeah.
It's too violent.
It's too bloody, it's too gory, it's too violent, and they won't do any of that.
No, stop that. Let's break it down. So you're telling me that they're not going to show Spider-Man eating Aunt May and Mary J?
So I got a question in the chat. He said, "You rat bastards don't read the question."
Oh, question.
So for me, and this is a terrible thing to say, Soul Twice, right? You know, I love comics, right? I do. I have all sorts of obscure freaking comics that people have never heard of, right? I enjoy what I read. But when you're talking about spec and speculation, so stories of being retold in comics again will increase price, right? But when it comes right down to the actual market factor, a movie or a show is the only way to go. If you're talking about pure speculation for increase in profit and value, then absolutely movies and TV are the way. And it's the truth. And the reason being is because movies and TV bring in new money, right? I can guarantee you my kids did not have an idea who in the hell Thanos was until they saw, Endgame or Infinity War, right? Guaranteed. But because they know I'm into comics, they're like, oh, hey, when's Thanos' first appearance in comics? And I'm like, Iron Man 55. And they're like, oh, don't you have that? I'm like, yeah. I was like, I have a crap copy because, that's what I can afford. But like that made them interested, right? But when you're talking about somebody in their 20s, maybe in their early 30s, that have got jobs, they've got money, they're going to be spending money on stuff like that. Yeah. Hate to say it, but so true.
Could you imagine Lou Ferrigno, Incredible Hulk was coming out this time of the this era? What that would have done for the Hulk?
So
for years it was
right?
number.
That are main characters from 1968 and before, right? Like that are like huge MCU characters, right? Huge, been in the business all this time. First appearance of Nick Fury, right? That is a cheap book when you're talking about Silver Age Major Keys. Cheap book. Iron Man, like Tales of Suspense 39, in comparison, super cheap. But when you compare it to like freaking Captain America or who else are Silver Age? Spider-Man, all those guys. It's
Well, for years it was Spider-Man 1 and Hulk 2 as far as Marvel was concerned, as far as market appeal and worldwide
100%.
marketing dollars. Conan in the 70s was massive. Massive. I don't think people know how big he was. And by the way, Conan the Barbarian with Arnold Schwarzenegger was the first MCU movie. I don't care what anybody tells me. No, so
wasn't Howard the Duck before it though?
No, I thought Conan was the first. You got Spider-Man in the title, in the end titles and the credits. It was Conan.
Does anybody remember that old Captain America movie where he's fighting the Red Skull?
You're right, 82.
I see. Nobody. Nobody wants to.
There were movies back in the 60s and 70s, but they weren't like full-length feature film budget movies.
B movies straight to
B movies, yeah.
There was a Captain America serial that came out in the 50s, but that doesn't count as the first movie. The first movie for Captain America was that really horrible Roger Corman one. And the Fantastic Four, the same thing. Everybody seen the Roger Corman ones?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, those
The only reason
are
Iron
special.
Man didn't have a movie before Iron Man 1 was because there was no technology to do it.
Yeah.
And he was always a second tier character for some reason or
Yes.
another.
100%.
Well, not necessarily, guys. You guys saw what the MCU did to him.
Yeah,
Well, they
but
made
the
him
MCU had to do it for
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
last
before that,
40
yeah.
years. For the last 40
Yeah,
years
no,
prior, he was a couple steps above a sidekick.
No, that was pretty cool though. That was pretty cool because Marvel could have put all their money in Captain America, good old boy Blue. You know what I'm saying? And gave him the badass outfit, but they went with Iron Man, and I think they hit it because if you notice, every single movie, Tony Stark upgraded the Iron Man suit. The one that I liked was the one that he just fucking pressed the button or his hand or whatnot, and everything just started like fucking getting all over his body. And then I was like, oh shit, that was legit. And the full armor was just forming. I was like, damn, every single movie he was just upgrading that suit.
Oh yeah, but he's got in the comics, I think by 2000, I think he had 27 different armor setups. I want to say it was like MK27 or something like that.
Oh, exactly. Which was cool because the movie was the one. It's like the movie showed you how he did it. You know what I mean? It's like the movie kind of explained it, like how that's what was so key about it, Jay, because you can relate to it because it's just like how we saw Iron Man growing up.
Let's be honest. They put a jetpack on Iron Man, literally, and like shot it to the moon once they saw that Iron Man 1 got a lot of attention. Plus, Robert Downey Jr. knocked that out of the park.
Yeah.
And if they had another actor on there that didn't do as well, I don't think it would have had the same results.
100%, 1000%. The whole reason why the Hulk hasn't had another Edward Norton was an amazing.
I loved him.
Hulk. 100% amazing. Loved it. Right. He was Bruce Banner. I don't care what anybody says. Now, don't get me wrong. Mark Ruffalo is awesome, but they can't do an independent Marvel movie with Mark Ruffalo. I mean, they can't do an independent Hulk movie with Mark Ruffalo, right? They can't do a standalone because they're only the
Mark can pull it
Marvel
off,
Cinematic
okay.
Universe can only do
Mark can
him
pull it off.
in like Avengers runs. Go ahead.
You don't think Mark can pull it off?
No.
No, I think he
Oh,
was.
Not
I
just
think
that,
he
he
said there
can't
has
do
to
it
be another
legally.
character with him.
No, he
You
can't.
don't think Mark can do it by himself?
Not
No.
just that, brother. You got to listen. He can't do it legally because the independent run of the Incredible Hulk is not owned by the MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe. They can use him in Avengers movies and
Thor.
combination movies and stuff like that, but they cannot do him in an independent film, like all by himself. Like he's as an Incredible Hulk movie.
Who owns him?
Paramount?
Universal.
Is it Universal? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Who made when that happened? Who made the 2008 movie?
That's when they
That-
came out with that
that was
weak ass
Universal.
Abomination guy. Remember
Yeah.
Pop-Tart where they didn't even give us the real Abomination. They gave us a gimmick. Man, Universal sucks. You're giving us hero movies.
I'm sorry. I just wanted that's the 100% legal truth. They'd have to buy the rights.
Or
for
do
it.
the same thing they did with Sony?
Yeah. Like lease the
Character out.
yeah.
And no offense to Mark Ruffalo, he's a good actor. He does a good job. up to his capabilities. But
He don't look
Ed
like.
Norton was born to make to be in that role. He was the perfect casting for that, and he did play it really, really well. Regardless if the people love it or not, that show, I guarantee you, everybody that watches that movie after years and years, they're gonna start realizing how good of a casting that was. You know,
And I get it. You know, he's a jerk. People don't want to work with him. Okay, that's fine. I can live with that. I mean, that's the whole reason why.
Marlon Brando was supposedly a jerk, but he did a lot of really great movies. He filled in quite a few roles. Sometimes you got to deal with some of these jerks.
Oh yeah. My favorite female actress is Julia Roberts, and everybody tells me, and that she was just a terrible person to work with. But you know what? You can't tell me. You hear that song come on, Pretty Woman, you don't see her doing that little dance and everything else, showing off the outfits. But that's just me.
And y'all know AM is a jerk, and everybody still hang with his ass.
How the fuck am I a jerk? I'm not an asshole.
Language.
Listen here.
But
I'm still trying to figure out what happened to Meadow.
He fell off a kite. He went scuba diving after he fell off his surfboard.
And I know he was sick. Maybe he fell asleep.
He might have.
No, I'm just kidding.
So I was just trying to get a little bit after watching Black Widow. I was just trying to feel if everybody got a little bit of a sense that we were going to get the Thunderbolts, and then after watching Loki,
did people like Loki? I loved it.
I loved it.
Really did.
I like the whole Timekeepers thing.
I liked it better than Wanda, and I liked it better than
Falcon.
Yeah, thank you, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I really did.
Now Loki on his acting.
Loki film.
His acting was spot on. I thought he did. You know what I'm digging about these MCU guys and what they're doing in the whole Disney Plus thing, that they're bringing it to the series, just like they brought it to the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Purple Mystic. I appreciate that.
I'm really enjoying that.
If I was going to complain about Loki at all, and this is my one and only complaint, and I know a lot of people didn't like other things, but this is the one that got me the whole time, the whole show, the entire show. I'm like, why are these people punching Loki and knocking him down? You know what I mean? He's supposed to be an Asgardian, frost giant, whatever, right? Their races are stronger than beyond strong than human beings and all that. So how is this little lady, punching him in the face and knocking him down?
Yeah, it makes no sense.
I thought they dampened his powers.
Well, they took his magic away, right? They took his magic. But how do they alter the freaking dimension? How do they alter the gravitational pull that all strength in a human being is based on? Sorry, taking it nerd-like, but that's the true story, right?
You're right. Yeah, I was thinking the same exact thing.
When you watch that show, John Carter of Mars, which totally fucking underrated.
Hey, I love that movie, Jay. One of the best movies ever made.
Thank you. Great fucking movie. I love John Carter of Mars. I love the comic too, right? And the reason why John Carter was so strong on Mars was because it had 1/3 the gravity of Earth, right? So he's 3 times stronger there than he was on Earth. That's a factual thing, right? So how did they make Loki so physically weak that this lady was able to restrain him, punch him, knock him out, all these things.
Well, when he's there with the timekeepers, isn't he in their realm, in their backyard per se,
Maybe physics
Correct.
is different over there.
where he should be physically stripped of everything, even his godlike powers, right?
Is he?
But you know, it's not even about godlike powers. His guardians are just physically stronger in general.
Yes. And so are frost giants, and we all know he's, frost giant.
Well, the MCU technically made him a god, kind of, because he's the descendant of that one king, right?
Well, he is
Okay,
a god.
so he is a god. Yeah, 100%. Now let's take it one step further. Hawkeye shot an arrow at his face from 200 yards, and he caught it barehanded without looking. Okay? Not to mention
But he was on planet Earth with all of his powers intact.
But is it powers? Is it magic powers? No, it's just natural physical phenomena. How did that not carry over?
That's reflexes.
Yeah.
Now, reflexes, he caught it, right? His reflexes should be faster than, a whole lot faster than normal humans. And his strength, like his physical strength, is way higher than a normal human's, right? That's why he was able to beat the crap out of Captain America easy peasy, right? Seriously. But in Loki, he's just strong. He's literally like a regular dude.
That flips back on his feet every time he falls down.
Yeah.
That was his only power left.
Yeah, that's right. And then, like when they went to the supermarket, right? And the dude punched him. He dropped like a freaking sack of potatoes.
You're right.
So that should have taken his whole "I don't have my magic powers" and put it right back to where he should have had him, right? Dude punched him and he dropped.
Now, you think he was doing it on purpose because he's the god of mischief?
No, I think it's just something they fucking overlooked and didn't think about.
Yeah, they depowered him. They basically killed him.
Like they made him like a normal human being. And yeah, I was just aggravated.
You see in any environment, no matter what it is, where they put some kind of inhibitor on people with superpowers,
Yeah.
it doesn't cover everything. It doesn't take away all of their abilities. It takes away some kind of magic or some kind of cosmic power, whatever the case is. It never takes away their full power. Like look at like or Planet Hulk when they were putting those things on them. Didn't take away their power. It kept them under control. They put one of those things on Silver Surfer. It kept them under their control. It didn't take away his power completely. They could have done something very similar like that to Loki. It just didn't make any sense the way they did it.
You see what I'm saying, Miguel?
Oh, yeah.
Best line from Black Widow. She's such a poser.
I know, that was the best. I love that.
No, I love that line. Chit for that line.
And then she did it and was like, no.
Chit for that line. She like I was lukewarm about her once with that whole like line and her like doing that whole scenario. I started liking that character.
Hold on. My big thing that I'm looking forward to at this point right now, I think Shang-Chi is going to be good.
Doctor Strange, by the way, is coming out in January, right?
Of 2022, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the only thing that I really okay. So this is what I'm going to get at, and I don't want to open up another can of worms because, man, we can get onto these debates. This is what I'm going to get, guys, and I don't understand. Please, somebody help me with this. So the Timekeepers went after Loki for what?
Oh, so when he picked up the time cube, the sphere, like the whatever, right? The cosmic cube. When he picked it up and vanished, he now deterred from the path that was already dictated for him, right?
Uh-huh.
At the end of Endgame, when he picked that up and disappeared, right, and vanished, now he didn't go to Asgard with Thor, right? Now he didn't. The stuff that happened in Thor 2, what is it? Dark World, the Dark World,
Yeah.
right? So now none of that can actually happen the way it's supposed to happen because Loki didn't go there.
All right, but that's what I'm saying, guys. So, what do we get out of the Endgame, the final movie? Didn't we get a Gamora from a different timeline?
Yes,
I think
Gamora is
they
from a
said that
different
was
time.
supposed to happen, though. The TVA said that was supposed to happen.
Yep.
How is that supposed to happen though? Because she never even met the.
So you gotta
isn't
think.
she? Wait, isn't she supposed to meet the Guardians of the Galaxy and become a Guardian of the Galaxy herself? She just skipped that. She just skipped that. Didn't recognize who Boy was, and just went on her own and she ran away and she left. And then he's all like, "You gotta get a tracker." So she doesn't know she don't know Groot. She doesn't know any of the guys.
But
So
she does know her sister, who I think will tell her the truth and tell her everything.
Yeah, and I think everybody else knows her. So, like, I don't know, like in the movie I was saying,
They'll slowly
we go
fill her
back
in.
and change the past. That past is now their future, whatever the heck. I don't know if I'm explaining that right.
well, she just skipped. I'm just saying, isn't that technically what Loki did, fam? I'm just saying, am I wrong?
Well, so Loki. So because Loki did that, so here's the thing, right?
Well, because Gamora did that, she jumped the stream and she no longer became a Guardian of the Galaxy. It's the same thing that Loki did. Loki
listen,
didn't.
Okay, you have to. This is the one thing that's the most important thing. Okay, so everything that the Time Variance Authority, right? Everything that they track and punish, everything is for one reason and one reason only. It's for Kang to control everything, right? So
they're not the TVA. They're going to be the Council of Kings. That you're saying?
No, they're the TVA.
They're just run by
They're
Kang.
the TVA. They're just run by the one Kang, right? The one that died at the end. They were
Mortis.
run and controlled, and everything was done for and led by him. Everything was for him. So everything they did kept this specific timeline that he was trying to keep going and trying to control and trying to maintain the entire time. So whenever you saw wavelengths come out, right, and stop and shoot out and the spikes were coming out, right, on the timeline, those were deviations from the timeline that he found to be the most perfect for him. Because he was doing everything to benefit him, right? And the TVA had no idea who he was, what he was. They just knew that they were following the orders of the keepers of the time, right? And you know they're completely mind controlled. They have no better knowledge about anything, so they're just doing exactly what they have to do. And because of that, right? Gamora was supposed to die. Gamora was supposed to come back again. They were supposed to pull her back from an alternate reality into the future where she's going to redo everything in with the Guardians of the Galaxy and get back together and, you know, bow back in with freaking Star-Lord, right? But Loki, according to the wishes of Kang, right, was not supposed to survive and get away. Because that's what was best for him. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. But we still didn't get the powerful Kang.
You're not going to get the powerful King for a while.
Yeah.
What I want to
Yeah,
know
that
is
was-
how does like you have like a gator Loki and like a female Loki and a black Loki, and that doesn't get like fixed immediately because like the black Loki was older, and I don't know how old the gator Loki was. How does that not get fixed like right away?
So the old Loki, like
Oh, not the old Loki.
he
The old Loki I
explained-
can understand. He hides,
he
but like the
explained it,
black
right?
one or like the gator one or the female one.
Did the kid Loki? Did you guys get the kid Loki?
Yeah, I can understand where his diverted and they picked that up, but like
but how did he
make
how did he become black? How did he change race?
well,
And
like,
how did he
does that-
change
how
race
does that
for so
happen?
long? Right?
Yeah,
Well, not only
How
that,
long?
he was like a
How long?
Hulk-looking black guy.
How long was he stuck there in the TVA in the that dimension?
oh, you're right. He could have been grown older.
Right?
Like even Sylvie, like when they picked her up, she's got to be like 12,
Oh, she was probably younger than that, man.
no, 8. But the thing
Yeah.
is, she had to do something besides being a girl to get the TVA's attention. That's what that's what throws me off a little bit.
No, I agree wholeheartedly, man. Like you got to realize, just like I used to make fun of the Star Trek shows that people are sitting there analyzing all this stuff and go over blueprints and well, why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do that? Why didn't they route auxiliary power through the 37th chamber? And you know, I used to think that those guys, oh my god, I'm like, I love Star Trek, but goddamn, they're nerds, and that's what we're doing right now.
Well, Trekkies are still nerds. We're still normal.
Oh, dude, side question: who saw Galaxy Quest? Because that movie is awesome.
Galaxy Quest is amazing.
Love that.
Underrated movie.
Yep.
There's another one. It's Star Trekkers versus Star Wars guys, and like they kidnap. Like I want to say the Star Trek guys kidnapped the Star Wars guys. I got to find the name of it, but it is really good. Like the front cover is like a spoof of or homage to A New Hope.
Was that Fanboys? Oh, it's Fanboys something different.
Fanboys. I think that's it.
It was Fanboys. Fanboys, they go try to see Phantom of the Menace before it comes out, right?
Yeah.
Did everybody actually like Black Widow? That's seen it?
I haven't seen it, man. I don't feel like paying $30.
I tell you the truth. I thought it was okay, and I didn't pay to watch it. I
Same
watched
feeling.
it.
Same feeling. I went to the movies. I took my kid. I was happy to go to the movies, and I was happy that it was okay.
It's sad, but that's the truth, man. I mean, that's like, I watched it with my kids and my wife, and I'm like, meh, that was okay.
You know, and it also has a lot to do with the fact that we've been sitting and waiting for this thing to come out for over a year.
Yeah, over
Oh,
here.
that's the worst part. That's the like they could have made it better.
So they
that
made us
year.
a lot more judgmental of everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I think if it came out when it was supposed to come out, I think people would have been a lot more forgiving.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more
Well,
forgiving.
It sucks, right, that they did the movie the way they did the movie. I hate to say it, but why make a movie in the present about something in the past that's going to affect the future?
It's part of their whole. A lot of that is going on with Loki too. It's screwing up the whole timeline, and hopefully that they don't do this too much going forward because it's going to confuse people in way too many ways.
I think we just
I
wanted a
hope
Black
that
Widow movie.
the multiverse, Doctor Strange in the multiverse. I hope he blows it all up and fixes everything.
And that might be the case. Or
I
he
think
might
him
just
and
open up
Wanda are going
the
to get into a
floodgates.
power fight, and I think some crazy shit's going to happen.
he might actually open up the floodgates and make all hell break loose, where nobody knows what is going on, where it's coming from, and that kind of thing. I mean, that's okay if there's organized chaos for like a few movies, and then bring it, like, find a way to like
Bring
get
it
it
all
all
back.
controlled.
I could see that. That would be awesome.
You know, that would be pretty cool because now you have all of a sudden all these characters coming out of different universes out of nowhere. They don't know what's going on. It could be really interesting if done the right way. But with Black Widow, I just feel like they devalued a lot of characters in a way where they shouldn't have. As amusing as I found Red Guardian, and he's pretty amusing. He's a funny character. In the movie, I don't think he's meant to be funny. As a character itself, I think he's so they kind of took away a lot from him as far as his roots and what he's supposed to be. Same thing with Taskmaster. With making her gender neutral, whatever the hell they wanted to do with her. Using a male body form, I'm not even gonna get into it. To me,
Is she really a male body form, or was she just flat chested?
no, there was you tell me a woman that has that kind of musculature. I don't care if you're China from wrestling from back in the days. You still don't look like that.
Well, honestly, with all the suit and everything, I heard a lot of people talk about that, but I couldn't, I did not see the true, oh my God, definition and everything else. I mean, how do you know there's not cybernetics and robotics and everything else in there to go along with all this other stuff?
Well, yeah, but the padding that they had gave the musculature of a man.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think they just do that just so they can keep it a surprise that it was a chick.
And
That's
what?
possible too.
I guess it just didn't work well for me. I'd rather they made her look like a complete woman, inside and out. I think it would have worked much better than what they did. If you're gonna completely change a character and change their roots and their origin, then give them a makeover as well. Don't take that classic look that they had and just try to modify it. And hopefully they do go that route of multiple taskmasters, like one taking over the other, and maybe they'll bring the true taskmaster down the line, or one will come from the multiverse. Who knows? But it's a shame. I like that character a lot.
I agree, dude. Taskmaster was such a cool villain.
Did she have powers in this movie? Or she
It's
just
all true.
He literally said it out loud that he does, but never really acted like it. And did we lose our host again?
Yeah, I think they're gone. I don't know what happened to those guys.
Are you serious?
We're still
So
live.
Yeah, and so we're just sitting there running their show for them.
Three Collectors Bounty. How you doing?
Sup, y'all?
It was even funnier because you said what you said.
No. I was letting you guys talk. Cam's.
You fell
Yeah,
asleep on the couch?
No, his laptop died and mine's is dying also. So
They make power cords.
You
yeah,
plugged me in.
I left it. So
You were letting us talk. That's
I was
what you're doing?
I was letting you guys finish.
Bullshit. You dozed
Let's
off
call
on
a wrap
us.
then, brother.
All right.
Before you do leave, and then it just continues.
It runs forever.
Yeah,
No.
it'll go for 12 hours.
Oh yeah, I know. But with that being said, you guys know that you've seen the last two shows, 2 hours long. This panel,
The Freeze Brothers aren't even here.
I know, right? This panel is insane, guys. But we'll catch you guys next week on a new topic, and we just might go off the rails on that one too. Meta fell asleep somewhere. Probably fell asleep in the ocean after surfing, but we won't get into that. And we'll catch you guys next week.